what if there was a grocery store on wheels?
Yeah.
Yes, a mobile grocery store. And in fact, the city of Akron, Ohio has started, it's called Summit Fresh Mobile Market, which is a converted bus borrowed from another program. And it's packed full of fresh produce, meat, dairy products, and a whole lot more. And what's great is the mission of this mobile grocery store is to bring the grocery store to the people that need it. They have found that there are 5 zip codes within the city limits of Akron that are considered food deserts, meaning they don't have access to fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. You know, a lot of areas, when you think of like a city, you think that they have access to a lot of things, but more and more grocery stores and stores that sell food are actually closing down all the time. So you have
Oh,
these like void areas where you have to travel more than like 2 or 5 or even 10 miles to get to a store.
wow.
And so what's interesting is the market is available to all of Akron, but they noted that these 5 zip codes are where they're going to be focusing and really, trying to get there as much as possible.
Yeah.
And they stated that the mobile market accepts cash, credit card, debit cards, SNAP benefits, which is food stamps, and even WIC, which if you've ever seen WIC, it's for women, infants, and children, and it usually covers things like formula, baby food, fresh fruits and vegetables, milk, stuff like that. So I think this is an amazing idea. And this is something that came to their attention. They were like, oh my God, this is brilliant. The city is so behind this mission that they just approved an allocation of $175,000 towards this mobile market. So that way they can buy their own bus instead of borrowing
That's
it from
cool.
another program. And this will basically be funding for the startup of
Yeah.
this mission. And I'm sure if it goes well, they're going to have more of them, and then maybe
Yeah.
it'll even spread to other cities in Ohio,
Oh, I love it.
right? Well, and just think too, like if transportation is an issue for you to get to a store, it doesn't matter if that store is 2 miles away or 20 miles away.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some cities, and I don't live in Akron, so I don't know what their public transportation is like, but also think of people that are like elderly,
Yeah.
parents with very small children. I can imagine even taking public transportation to go buy groceries and then have to carry them all the way back to their home is
Yeah.
definitely a big issue. But if the mobile grocery came to you or came to your neighborhood, it'd be a whole lot easier to get there and then also take those groceries home. Because when you think about it, there's a lot of groceries that are freaking heavy. Like a gallon
Oh,
of
for sure.
milk is heavy.
It's 10 pounds. A gallon of milk is
Um,
10 pounds. But like, it makes so much more sense logistically. Like, you'll be able to affect a larger group of people with less transportation cost. So if you think that you can pack the bus with about 30 people's worth of groceries, right? It's
yeah.
kind of a general ballpark. Like I don't necessarily know what that entire thing looks like, but like we'll say 30 families worth of groceries. Instead of traveling or assisting 30 families into traveling to the grocery store and back, that creates like there's a lot of logistical issues with that, like different needs as far as you have to have people to watch your kids. If you're elderly, you need someone to shop with you. You could need somebody to shop with you. Like there's just a lot of barriers that even a service like that provided for
Mhm.
transportation to and from the grocery store could actually be difficult to or really kind of help the largest group of people. So being able to bring all of that to neighborhoods on a timed basis and like you can just say we'll be in this neighborhood this day or these 4 neighborhoods this day, whatever, like you can orchestrate a little bit better. And I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh, I do too. And especially if this mobile market is teaming up with some of the grocery stores in this area.
Yeah.
So, when grocery stores have kind of like manager special or they have like an overstock and this mobile market can get it, you know, I just think that this has so much great potential, and I hope that this grows, not just in Akron and not just in Ohio. I hope it spreads all over the US because more and more we are seeing food insecurity becoming a bigger and bigger issue. And it almost has like a stigma attached to it to where people don't want to talk about it. So I am so proud that this city recognized they had food deserts and are actively trying to help, because starting a whole grocery store, remember we talked about that news story where it took them 5 years to open a grocery store?
Yeah,
It took the city of Akron 1 year, less than a year, to get this mobile, you know, market, up and operational.
it's
So
great.
that right there, this is a much quicker and effective way to answer the problem than some of the more traditional methods.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I love
And
it.
so for you at home, what do you think about these mobile grocery stores, and do you think more cities should start investing in these in order to help with food deserts? What are your thoughts?